I would like to tell you a little intuition, law of attraction, and belief story, and the important thing about how they all work together. So, a lot of times people think that the law of attraction is either baloney or it's only for big things like the lottery or some huge dream thing, but it's actually a little more simple than that and something that you can use every single day. But the law of attraction says it will attract to you things. Now, you can say what you want, that's your conscious beliefs. But your subconscious beliefs are what you actually believe. So it can be what you think you deserve, or it can be what you think is real. Now, a lot of people mention that part. They'll say that, what you think you deserve. But it could just be that you think you deserve a lot, but your belief is also that you're a loser, or that things don't work out for you, or that only other people have good things or lucky things happen to them. So you could really, really want things, and not just big things, but smaller things too, but you just don't believe that it can happen to you. So you have to get your beliefs straight first. And then intuition is a sense, but intuition is only going to guide you towards what you believe. Intuition is not going to guide you towards anything better. Now, with anyone, your intuition is going to help guide you away from danger, because nobody wants to be or feels they deserve to be in danger. But for smaller things, like if you're lucky, if you're fortunate, the only difference between lucky and fortunate really is appreciation. So here's the story. After that big intro, I believe that good things happen to me, and I believe that I can benefit, but where no one else gets hurt. That's the only way I want to benefit. I don't want to benefit if someone else gets hurt. So I wanted to buy a bar of my favorite soap. I'm not selling soap. This is my favorite soap, and they have it at Whole Foods here, and it's like $7 a bar. I had a feeling I should buy some soap. So I looked on the Whole Foods website, and it said that they're 30% off. And I thought, oh, that's great. My intuition. So I drive, and where it is, there's 2 lanes going one way, and then a median and 2 lanes going back. And it's also at the entrance to a park. So I was driving, and I had an appointment a half an hour further, but the Whole Foods would be on the way to the appointment. So I thought I'll stop at the Whole Foods, grab a couple bars of soap, and then go to my appointment. So as I'm driving, there's a traffic police officer, and the lanes are blocked off. You can't turn left. Also, if I were to do a U-turn and come around, the other lane going in there was blocked off. They were setting up some big thing at the park, which is from that side, that's the only road that you can get in that way. So my only other alternative was to drive literally all the way around the park and all the way down around streets to the other side, and I would be late for my appointment. So I didn't do that. So I thought, well, that's weird, but I still believe that my intuition works, and that I had it in my head I should get my soap today. So I am driving, and the only other thing that's nearby there is a Publix grocery store. Well, they don't sell my favorite soap. So I thought I'll just go to Publix, and maybe I'll have a look around there for something, because I still had 20 minutes before my appointment, which is basically right beside the Publix. So I go to the Publix, and I walk down the soap aisle. Wouldn't you believe it? They did have my favorite soap. I had no idea they even ever sold it there, but they did have it. But apparently nobody else knew they sold it there either, because it was on clearance. So they had my favorite scent. There's a bunch of different scents, but they had my favorite scent on clearance for $2.50 a bar. And they had not 2. I was only going to get 1 or 2. They had the boxes. So they had my 2 favorite scents left, which was the lavender. There was 2 bars of that. And then it's called Dirty Hippie. It's got patchouli, clove, and nutmeg. And they had 4 bars of that. Actually, they had 5, but I gave one to my friend. So I got 5 bars of soap, $2.50 a bar. It was like $15. And the thing is, I don't want to hurt a company. I would like to pay full price for stuff when it's full price. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a fair exchange. It's what it's for. They give to charities. It's all sustainable, and it's all great stuff. Great company. But given the fact that Publix had it on clearance, somebody was going to get that soap for $2.50 a bar. Why not let that somebody be me? It's not hurting anyone. At that point, I'm not stealing or anything. I'm not trying to get a deal on something just to be cheap. But I was able to get all this and give one to my friend, and I'm going to give a couple others to friends. And it still, cost me the same as what it costs for 2 bars at full price, which is still worth it. And I'll still buy that at other times. Anyway, so you have to get your beliefs positive. Everything works out for you. Your intuition is correct. Good things happen to you. All these things, and like I said, this is not the lottery. We're talking about a couple bars of soap that I'm all excited about. And you have to have that passion, that good passion about the good little things that happen to you in life. Because most likely, most people are not going to have some big lottery win or whatever the other big dreams are. But everybody can have these little wins. And if you make these little wins full of appreciation, that's when lucky turns into fortunate. So you got your beliefs, intuition guiding you. I wouldn't have gone to that Publix looking for this soap on that day had everything not been all aligned exactly as it was. Do I think I'm some cheap soap sorcerer? No, but I think intuition as our sense, I'm speaking right now. You don't have to be in my head to hear what I'm speaking. We don't even have to be in the same room. We don't even have to be in the same country. You will be able to understand sound that is coming from me and going through this device and going through your device, and you pick up the sound and that goes in your mind. Intuition is the same thing, except for it's not using sound and sound waves. It's using a frequency. So this is how intuition works, in my belief. You can believe it. It's true. I don't make stuff up. Well, sometimes, but not this. Intuition. So there's a store manager at a Publix who's saying, you know what, this stuff isn't selling. We might as well just put it on clearance. And his words or her and their thoughts are going out into the universe. Let's just sell this. We got to get this out of here. My intuition believes in all these things about, that I would like some soap. I'm almost out of soap and I think good things happen to me, all that stuff. So my intuition connects with that without us knowing. This is the bigger picture stuff about intuition. Without us knowing, we're being given a feeling like, go buy some soap today. The voice in my head. So that's saying, you know what? All this stuff is actually lining up today. And then you just have to go with it. Now, if I believed that intuition was nothing, or if I wasn't even conscious of it or aware of it, and so when I have a little intuition, I think, oh yeah, I should get some soap. And then if I went to Whole Foods, if I believe I'm a loser and bad things happen to me, what would happen? I would say, oh darn, of all the rotten luck, just when I'm going to Whole Foods, they block off the street. Now I can't go there. And now I have to just drive around in circles for 20 minutes until my appointment. All the rotten luck. That would have been true based on what I saw and based on what my beliefs were doing to process what was happening in the world. So these little things that can be setbacks, they're not really setbacks, they're redirections or rejection. I've heard that before. Rejection is redirection. Well, this wasn't rejection. It was just there was someone blocking the road. So those roadblocks can actually be redirections to a place that you didn't think of. Like I said, I didn't know Publix sold my favorite soap. I knew Whole Foods did. So things that you didn't even think of, as long as you're going with your intuition and keeping those positive beliefs and moving forward, you can actually find the thing you want. And that the whole thing, the law of attraction, I got this abundance of soap that I wasn't expecting. What do you think? Let me know. I think it's wonderful. I think you should try it.